NFL, man, the big story was Davante Adams, man. If the saga is finally over, he finally gets traded to the New York Jets for a third round conditional pick. So basically, the draft pick could lead up to a second round draft pick, depending on how Davante performs. I think the only way they could get a second draft pick is if the Jets are in the AFC Championship game or if he makes first team All Pro. All right, man. So with that being said, man, Davante Adams is a New York Jet. The Jets are 2-4 right now. Does this fix the Jets' issues what they have right now by getting Davante Adams?
I'll say it helps them for sure, and their schedule helps them even more because their schedule is pretty easy the rest of the way. They do have Houston coming up. That's going to be a tough game. But remember, Nico Collins is out. I don't know if he'll be back for that game. But this Devontae Adams, bro. Yes, it helps. Yes, it helps them. Now I will say, Buffalo said, "Here's a chess move they had to make today as well." I'm going to talk about that. I'm pretty sure in a second. But yeah, I think that this definitely upgrades them. Now you have two guys on the outside that Aaron Rodgers seems to be comfortable with, and Garrett Wilson, who he's been picking up the last couple of weeks. And now you bring in Tay. Lazard caught the Hail Mary. Yeah, it helps them for sure. For sure, for sure. But I think their schedule, more importantly, with Devontae Adams, is what's going to help this team moving forward.
I think they're a little better, but I'm still not sure they're where they needed to be just because of this. Look, at the end of the day, doesn't matter who you have at receiver. You got Jerry Rice on one side, Randy Moss on the other. If your line can't block, the quarterback's not going to have enough time. And Rodgers has gotten beat up. Tyron Smith he's washed. I did not like what I saw out of him. They need to put Fashanu in there, the tackle, that first rounder from Penn State. You drafted him. I'm sure you could take some pointers from Smith, but right now I'm sure he's better. They need to fix that lineup more than anything. I don't like how the defense is played. They could be much better. Anybody can run the ball on them. They can defend the pass, but teams are running it right down their throats. I think this makes the Jets a little better, but I don't think it's a huge upgrade in terms of how they are going to be as a team. They might sneak into the playoffs, but I think at the end of the day, the line has to play better.
So you out on them as far as getting to the Super Bowl?
I am.
Okay.
Go ahead, see what's your thoughts on this Davante Adams trade? How much better does it make the Jets?
Mildly better. Mildly. They have bigger problems than that, man. And the problem that they have is the organization itself. The organization is a pull and run organization. I will commend them for immediately after they lost last night, waking up in the morning, having it on their mind, and going and getting Davante Adams. That does show that they're trying. They're trying, and it also shows us that Aaron Rodgers is running that organization. First, he got the coach fired that he didn't like. Now he goes to get his homeboy in. The day after the loss, he said, "See, after that, you see, he missed that pass. That's not my fault. That's not my fault. Get Davante Adams in here. He doesn't miss that pass. I don't get that interception." So, and I think that's going to be the death of them, allowing him to run their organization like that. And he's not going to even be there next year. So they will have Davante Adams next year, but who's going to be throwing to him? You know what I mean? So I think that it's good that they got him. He'll be there for him for probably another couple of years. They're not gonna have Aaron Rodgers to throw to him for another couple of years. But I think that they're 2-4.
Yep.
They can still make the playoffs. They're not making a run though. It's not like they're going to make a run. It didn't make them a Super Bowl contender in my eyes at all. The best thing on that team to me is Breece Hall.
Well, he finally woke up.
Yeah, like looking at him last night. looking at him last night, I said, okay, this is who they were hyping up. You know what I mean? Because I just hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen it, and looking at him last night, I was like, him and Garrett Wilson, they both had good nights, and I was like, them going to get Davante Adams, it may set back Garrett Wilson. To be honest with you, it may backfire on him. The future, because Davante Adams was 33 years old,
31,
31, and Garrett Wilson is what, 24?
probably.
I think that might make him take a step back. I think that may take a step. He may take a step back. He's used to being the man over there. You bring in somebody else. Now he's down to a number 2. Either it helps him because now he's not seeing as many double teams. But I don't think they were doubling him much at all anyway. But
well, you see, I disagree with that a little bit because at Ohio State he played with so many talented wide receivers. I think he'll be fine. He'll fit in with Davante Adams.
Man, but this is the league. He's been the man. He's been the man since he's been in the league.
And the man got no wins.
Yeah. But you think that's his fault?
Well, we'll see, right?
He think that's everybody else's fault but his. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. So I think it makes him a little better. I don't think it really moves the needle. I think it helps Davante Adams. He revives his career a lot because he was dying over there in Vegas. So I like it for him. But I don't think it really moves the needle that much when it comes to the Jets.
I before you go, Keel, I actually love the Amari Cooper to Buffalo deal.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I actually think Buffalo got much better.
So Josh Allen needs help now. Okay, as far as Davante Adams goes, I think it's a really good move for him. I think it makes them a lot better. Because now you're not your focus is not just Garrett Wilson now. Because I think I kind of felt like he was the only guy that could make the plays. Now that you got Davante Adams, this is probably the best wide receiver duo in the NFL right now. You could make an argument about T. Higgins and Jamar. You can make an argument about AJ and Davante, but I think this two could go down as the 2 best this season. I think Davante. I think if people threw it, if I asked like 5 random people in the streets right now that knew football, and I've asked them is Davante Adams a top 5 wide receiver in the league, I think people would say yeah. And Davante Adams has been putting up decent numbers since he's been with the Raiders with the guys that's throwing him the ball right now. And I think this makes this offense really dangerous. Aaron Rodgers has chemistry with Garrett Wilson. We all know the chemistry he has with Davante Adams. I think it's going to be tough to defend against this team because you can't double team either guy right now because you can't double team Davante. You can't double team Garrett Wilson now. So you're going to have to beat these guys one-on-one with good cornerbacks that you have on your team. And I think this is a really dangerous team moving forward, despite them being 2-4.
I think one thing we're doing is we're assuming that the chemistry still exists between Adams and Rodgers. I think what they had was special in Green Bay. That's been at least 3 years ago, right? 3, maybe 4 years ago now. So does that chemistry even still exist? Rodgers, he's shown that he's not the same quarterback that he was back then. And Davante, he's been running around here. He's been infected with the Raiders virus. So we got to see if he's able to overcome that. If he has, is there a cure? Is there a cure for that?
I think there's definitely a cure for it. I've seen a lot of people that left the Raiders, and they've been
Randy
Moss, one.
Randy Moss.
Oh, how about your boy Derek Carr? Has he left the virus?
Yeah.
Stop it.
He's in a better situation. He just
Man,
hurt.
he's the same player.
Well, Cooper was there. I mean, and Cooper's been decent everywhere.
Amari Cooper, yeah, you're right. Yeah, Amari
Cooper's been good. He's had
Yeah.
an underrated career. That dude's at 10,000 yards.
Yeah, Amari Cooper's he's probably been more successful than even Randy Moss was.
That's because Moss was on the tail end.